Добрейшего всем вечерочка. Продолжаем прохождение Council. Остановились на очень захватывающем и интересном месте в прошлой серии. Я так думаю, что это самый сложный эпизод в игре сейчас будет. Вот, поэтому надо собрать мысли в кучу. Нам нужно пройти кучу мест, найти кучу артефактов. Ну, будем стараться, что говорить. Погнали? Я так понимаю, что здесь нам ловить нечего, за исключением какого-то ключа. Так, медок. Какой-то она сказала, что она здесь ключ потеряла. Опа. Куча опять монет. Несколько баночек, что не может не радовать. Потому что баночки у нас в хлам закончились, я могу сказать. А, вот где я руку отрезала. Потому что не было у нее чего-то. Крест, толкование, миллиардная сфера, пересчет дат. Ё-моё. Гвозди я помню где. Так, ну сейчас мы здесь обследуем сначала.
Famous cross of Clement III. Perfect.
Ага.
And one key found.
Черта открыта, зоркий. Что это обозначило? Так, зоркий нашли, крест Климента. Бдительность плюс 1 очко. Нормально, мы прокачиваемся, ребятки. Бдительность нам как раз таки и нужна была. И политика нам еще, кстати, нужна. Так, вроде все исследовали здесь. Теперь смотрим. Так, гвозди в кабинете. Эмма оставила в башенной комнате. Что такое башенная комната, интересно? А, Библия Гутенберга, все понял. Это там, где чулан. Толкование Иуды. Тайная комната в портретной галерее. Тоже понятно. А миллиардная сфера непонятно где. Средства для пересчета дат. А, пересчет дат у нас уже есть. То есть нам, по сути-то, немного надо найти. Я что-то неправильно истолковал ихний диалог. Ключ с оккультивным символом воздуха. С оккультивным. Так. Оргарон. Логика плюс 1. Да, нам еще остальные записки надо найти, как-то умудриться. Кармелитская, кстати, вода тоже полезная вещь. Она нас не тихо выручила и спасла. Так, все, на выход, да? Так, стоп. А, все, я заблудился уже в 3 соснах. А, нет, не я. А, да, я. Называется «Прощай, ФПС» опять. Аж глаза режет. Так. Толкование. Тайная комната в портретной галерее. Это где-то на этом же этаже. Так, нет, там обеденная зона. Здесь у нас что? Так, все правильно. Здесь у нас зал заседания. Здесь делать нечего. Ну, мы хотя еще раз пробежимся. Вдруг появились какие-то баночки. Нам вообще нужен на второй этаж. Не, ни черта здесь не появилось. Блин, у меня такое ощущение, что где-то эту сферу видел. Опачки.
Fragment of amber.
А как я это мог пропустить? Я не мог это пропустить. Странно. Сфера, возможно, на первом этаже, там, где Перю напал на Элизабет, по-моему, ее зовут. Есть такая вероятность. Так. Вот она, башенная комната, в другую сторону как раз таки.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Да, вот напротив.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blast it.
Опа.
He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters. Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain. There must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
Так. Что у него? Манипулирование, как он? Вашингтон. Неизвестно, да? Ну, давайте мы, чтобы... Устойчивость.
Ah, I see. I know what it's about.
Do you know who was doing their communicating in this room?
Yes, but of course we must keep it to ourselves because it is still a sensitive matter. Volner and Elizabeth had an affair. Volner hinted that he found a way to remain discreet about it. I admit it is ingenious.
Well, I would never have guessed.
Delighted to have helped, but I still have to find my mother.
Of course. We shall see each other later in that case.
Wasted enough time. The
Если,
Bible.
если фон не стянул эту Библию. Старый хитрец.
Dante's Paradise.
Dante's
Raise your head and be
Paradise.
reassured.
Так,
What comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
не стянул.
The Bible's still there.
Отлично, Библию взяли. Пошли с легкого пути. По пути надо смотреть такую круглую херню. Армиллярная сфера. Которая как раз таки... Так, гвозди... Толкование. Тайная комната. Тайную комнату мне надо. В портретной галерее. А портретная галерея у нас где? Не тут. На первом этаже портретной галереи-то. Опачки. Не, что-то походу... А, нет, якорцев у нас было много. Так, нам надо на первый этаж. Ничего тут нету? Точно? Ну, вроде бы точно. Так, я с этим хером можешь поговорить.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
У меня есть просьба.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Я займусь этим. Ну, убеждение давай.
This masterpiece must not become more damaged. Let me have it and I'll take care of it personally. I love antiquarian books.
It bothers me somewhat. It isn't sir's job to take care of it, really.
No, but I would love to. You'll be doing me a favor by letting me have it.
In
Так,
that
что мне эта
case,
книга
sir,
даст?
I shall leave it in your care with pleasure. May I do anything else for sir?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Вот мы, блин, не можем узнать. Спорим, у вас его нет. Эрудиция. Давайте эрудиция.
You aren't going to kick up a fuss about a vulgar piece of resin, are you? Don't believe what they say about amber. It does nothing to warm up infants' bodies, let alone prevent toothache. And neither does this fossil oleo resin stimulate fertility. You can believe me.
Thank you for educating me. I didn't know. Here you are, sir. Does sir desire anything else?
Ну, почему бы не получить
A little
корнелийского?
Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
Возмутительная наука.
Listen, I suffer from terrible migraines, and the voyage by boat has brought on my rheumatism. So, unless you have anything else to alleviate the pain, please give me some quickly. Thank you. Oh, and the one from Bordeaux, right? I prefer it to the one from Paris.
Immediately, sir. Here. I hope sir will get well again
Вообще.
quickly. Anything else, sir?
Да, сейчас все мы у тебя получим, надеюсь.
You
Золотой эликсир.
wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain
Да я
substances would
сам
be
как доктор.
dangerous for
Я
sir.
тебе как доктор говорю. Он мне нужен не.
My good fellow, you're right. One should never mix treatments without the advice of an expert. It so happens that I usually make my own golden elixir, but I haven't brought my kit with me. Perhaps, in that case, would you fetch a spoonful of ethyl alcohol, ethereal oil, and 10 milliliters of ethanol for me? Along with that, a small quantity of gold, please. Just a few crumbs will suffice.
Ah, I see that sir knows his subject. Therefore, I see no reason why I shouldn't give them to you. I hope that
Отлично,
will be enough
просто
for you,
отлично.
sir, because I haven't any more.
Thank you. That will be fine.
May I help with anything else, sir?
Да, давайте я
Still haven't
красавца.
quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against sir taking any.
Я не помню, убеждение мы или эрудицию. Эрудицию, по-моему.
Tribulus cystoides is from the Zygophalaceae family.
Да.
Very rich in nitrates and potassium chloride. It was used in India 700 years before Christ, my good fellow. And I know nothing better to perk you up.
Oh, as sir wishes. Here is the herb, sir. May I help you in anything else, sir?
Нормально на халяву затарились.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
Угу.
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Давай особняки-то уж можете поговорить.
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon, where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery,
Да, вот у
where a
него
large
портретная
part
галерея.
of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Да ладно.
Except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
Где можно
What is
гулять?
outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If Sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise Sir to pass through the portrait gallery.
Ну, на причал
May
не
I
иду, чтобы
help
не
Sir in any other
запускали.
way?
Что находится на третьем?
What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his
Почему они
private
говорят, что на
chambers.
втором этаже
In the
по-английски?
east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holm, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
Ох ты. Так, ладно, все, спасибо, до свидания. Не, ну так-то он нормально нас подбодрил. Так, это кто? А, это этот, ладно. Хрен с ним. Так, нам в другую сторону как раз таки бежать. Картинную галерею нам надо. Опа. А, нет. Это всего лишь навсего картина. Блин, ни хрена нету опять. А вот шкатулки появились. Нет. Я, видать, ту просто пропустил каким-то чудесным образом. Так, вот здесь бы мне надо посмотреть, потому что я получил опыт. Нет, это было... Но выглядит как не разлила. Так. Вот вот такая хрень нам нужна, только маленькая.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise, I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings.
Да, кстати, я пока бежал. Почему-то забыл смотреть на полках вот такую хритотень. Но мне кажется, что я ее где-то видел. Так, ну тут нету. Так, пойдем за гвоздями сначала.
Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
Да, это направлено туда, это туда. Медуза. А, нет, медуза должна... Воин должен смотреть на медузу. Медуза, по-моему, на щит.
That statue is not positioned correctly.
Да.
Open sesame.
Вот. Коль мы вновь здесь. Я так полагаю, что мы здесь нашли не все. Во-первых, вот это я не смотрел.
Caesar's laurel wreath. If Mortimer really is what my mother says he is, it could mean... No, that's impossible. No, not Caesar.
Ну, кто знает, кто знает. Может, Цезарь тоже был. Ну, хотя, видите, Наполеон же не демон. Он всего лишь кореш демона. Так, а это что такое?
Amber crystals.
Отлично. Так, здесь копалось это. Вот в этой стороне у меня вообще не было.
The ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend.
Так, а что мне тут надо было-то? Кто бы мне подсказал? Так. Библию мы взяли. Толкование Иуды. Точно, точно. И где, блядь, я его должен найти? Ваше толкование Иуды. А это что такое? Вот.
So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often, otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
Угу. Так, ну это было несложно на самом деле. Все, выходим.
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Но эту маленькую кругленькую хрень я до сих пор не могу найти. Так, теперь нам надо в его комнату. Сначала ищем то, что мы можем. Берем то, что мы можем взять. А потом нам придется посетить вообще все комнаты. Так, подождите. А не может ли она быть вот здесь? Как раз таки. Потому что лучше место-то и не придумаешь, в принципе. Для этой маленькой кругленькой хрени. Походу делать ни хера. Опа. Баночка. Нет места опять. Так, в зале переговоров нету. Так, а вот она и малая зала. Здесь,
Chronicles of
кстати,
the Amber Princess. As I recall,
не
Dorfman
то.
was my favorite character.
Ну, с Наполеоном нет смысла трахтеть. Так, значит, он где-то либо на третьем этаже, либо на втором. Больше вариантов нету. Я ведь прав? Ну, конечно же, прав. Так, все, мы кругаля дали. Пошли второй этаж пробивать. А лучше третьим. Как раз по пути к... Подъем, да, у нас вот здесь. Как раз по пути к чему? Правильно. По пути к гвоздям. Она очень даже может быть там. В уменьшенном виде. Так, здесь она тоже в большом виде. Тин-тин-тин-тин-тин-тин. Я почему-то полагаю, что... Кстати, дохлая птица никак не повлияла вроде бы как на исход. Мне кажется, наоборот, меня бы она сдала.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker.
Если меня не
If I
спалят.
remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Че, мне даже водить самому не надо? Да ладно. А, нет, надо. 1, 1, 9, 1. Он вообще беспалевный. А если там вот тут этот чувак сидит, Мортимер?
Of course.
Так. Бочонок. Нет места. Ну и ладно. Еще бочонок. Нет места. Но это же замечательно, что у нас нету места. Так. Вон она. Блять, как ее получить? Она вон маленькая.
There.
Хи.
Those are the nails I was looking for. I noticed they were old and rusty, but I hadn't noticed these traces of... Could that be blood? Is it really the relic of the Holy Cross? I can hardly believe it.
Да взять уже. Надо было сразу брать. Не, все, конечно, хорошо, но вон та штука мне нужна. Но очевидно, что они... Очевидно, что не очевидно. Да, походу придется второй этаж прочесывать каждую комнату.
It's locked.
О. А, это не бочонок, я думал, бочонок.
All right, come on. Let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Да. Да. Походу еще мельче должно быть, чем было. Это мне каждую комнату надо будет обшаривать. О, как быстро загрузилось. Так, ну еще откуда начнем? С башенной? Были в башне. Ну давайте. Раз он оккультист, возможно, у него... Вероятнее всего у него,
An
да.
armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Оказалось изи.
The alchemist is a young man.
Оказалось изи. Я даже не думал, что будет так легко. Чувствую, мне сейчас не дадут с матерью встретиться почему-то. Нет, я нормально вышел. Да, ой. Что, не туда тоже? Лабиринтище. А задание-то оказалось не из сложных. Даже, я бы сказал, легчайшим просто-напросто. Еще и подзатарились просто под завязку. Просто под завязку.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
Так.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse.
Место, глава, стих. Как
What
поступили
theme
вы?
did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed 1 nail in Bethlehem, 1 in chapter 2, and 1 in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
Понятно.
All
Пора
right,
приступать.
my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
Угу.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Не помешало бы подразмыслить над лунными фазами.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
События крушения, суд, распятие, тайна вечера. Перейти к следующим событиям. Да уж. Рождение Троицы, воскресенье. Места Бугош, Вефеза, Вифлеем, Иордан.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem. Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Так, вернуться, отойти. Я просто пытался понять. Во-первых, что здесь? Ну, здесь реально рождение изображено. Ничего тут надо сделать.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
We'll have to trust her.
Все равно изучить.
Definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said.
Угу. Подумать над событием. Ну, давайте подумаем. Бесплатно.
If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary.
Может
The
быть.
death of Christ in that case?
Угу.
You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more.
NRI. Что такое NRI? Подумать
Why,
над
of
надписью.
course, they're
Инри,
part
ну.
of the initials I-N-R-I that you can find on the cross of Jesus
Я
at his
всегда, кстати, хотел
crucifixion.
познать, что такое Инри. Что это
Why,
такое?
of course, I-N-R-I.
Вон что.
Nazarenus Rex Eudorum. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews.
Ну,
This
то
is the
есть
inscription which
смерти.
appears on the cross at the crucifixion of Jesus.
Так. Так, выбор сделан. Вернуться к началу. Изучить дверь целиком.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Подумать на... Так, давайте
These
подумать о
towns have
местах.
one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ.
Угу. Иордания, крещение. Причем есть крещение? Прочесть надпись. Какую надпись?
Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals.
Нахер я единицу потратил, я это и так знаю.
There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Так, понятно. Просто так половину очков потратил. Вставить, допустим, гвозди. Ага. 6-5 об угол. То есть мне нужно... римская, арабская цифра и события. Римская, арабская цифра и события. Так, матушка. Нет. Матушка мне не поможет тут. Для чего вот эта херня?
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Немножко не понимаю.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Что-то жесть какая-то откровенная. Так, события. Распятие. Правильно нам надо? Распятие.
Chapter 19, verse 17.
19.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
19, 17 вижу. Иерусалим.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Угу. Так, если мы берем 19, 17, Иерусалим. Места. Иерусалим. А, нету здесь такого. Я вообще не понимаю, как это делать, откровенно говоря. Так, а может мне надо...
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Taveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem.
Почему здесь?
Chapter
От Иоанна,
5,
наверное.
verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand
почему
and fling away
Иерусалим-то?
their canes.
Так, подождите. Вифезда. А Иордан это есть Джордан. Вифлеем. Есть. Иерусалим. Ланувий. Что такое Ланувий? И Наина здесь нету.
Chapter 2, verse 2. Publius Sulpicius Quirinius was born in Lanuvium. Chapter 2, verse 2. Publius Sulpicius Quirinius was born in Lanuvium.
Зачем, блять, в Лануве это вообще? Короче, тестим. Ставить гвозди. 19, 17. Голгофа. Твою мать.
It works.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels.
Ни хера не
Try
пытали
connecting
меня
the theme
запутать.
to see if it goes all the way.
Так. Изучить
There
внутренние
must surely be
диски.
a connection between the wheels. There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Распознать
I think I can
символы
make
по-любому
out
надо.
each one of the icons apart from the one covered in blood. Going clockwise from the one I just mentioned, we have the halo that represents the resurrection. The waves represent the baptism of Jesus. It's more difficult to identify the next one. Maybe a crib, and in that case it's surely linked to the birth of Christ. The red herring that my mother followed. Then the symbol represents the crown of thorns
Так, венец на
that Jesus
Голгофу
wore
надо.
during his crucifixion.
Раз мы по
The dove
Голгофе
also
идем.
represents the baptism. Certainly another red herring. Then comes the symbol of the Trinity. And finally, the candle that must stand for the Last Supper.
Угу. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, 8 символов. Так, вернуться. Так, вернуться к началу. Вставить гвозди. Так, гвозди уже вставлены. Так, отойти. Там что-то открылось. И чё? Мы можем что-либо сделать? Так, уже можем. То есть нам по факту нужно таким образом изучить внутренние диски все. Так, символы мы изучили.
This
Даты.
wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Так, это понятно. С лунными... Ой. С лунными
This wheel
фазами.
represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Угу. Ну, тут, в принципе, все понятно. Вернуться.
Look at
Посмотреть
this.
механизм.
There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Угу. 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 Так. Так. Я понял. Я вас понял. Мне нужно для начала поставить диск символами. Так. Теперь мне нужно... Поставить дату. Ну, раз мы идем по Голгофе, весь этот кон, правильно же? Или я что-то путаюсь опять? Так, отойти теперь. Теперь нам нужно найти дату. Дату найти мы можем в книге «События».
Chapter
Распятие.
19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Так, по
Chapter
Библии
19,
Гутенберга.
verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called
Ну
in
здесь мы
Hebrew,
узнавали, получается,
where they crucified him, and 2 others with him
место.
on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Угу, все. Отойти. 8 Ниссанов. 8 Ниссанов. 3793. Это 26 марта 33-го. А, тут у нас нету 26 марта 33-го уже там. Или есть? А, нет, есть. 26 М. Есть. 26 М. Есть. Так, теперь нам надо 26 марта поставить вот здесь. Ё-моё. Изучить сферу.
The moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning
Слева направо
left to
тень
right,
двигается.
and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
Угу. Проверить лунные циклы. Далее. 8 Ниссанов. Это 7 Шабана минус 607. Так. Вот она.
7th of Shaban,
Первая четверть.
607, first quarter.
Первая четверть.
The moon
Так.
shadow moves from west to east.
С запада на восток. Первая четверть. А нафиг я вообще это делаю? Прям диск с лунными фазами. Луна движется слева направо. Вот так получается.
Let's see what combination corresponds to the chosen theme.
Не совсем
According to
понимаю.
the architect's notes in the armillary sphere, the moon during the crucifixion was a first quarter. That's the one with its left half in the light.
Большая часть слева освещена. Большая часть слева освещена. Большая часть слева освещена. Так. Это... Во!
Let's see what combination corresponds to the chosen theme. According to the architect's notes in the armillary sphere, the moon during the crucifixion was a first quarter. That's
Ну,
the
всё.
one with its left half in the light.
Все. Отойти. Ну, я готов, наверное.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Потянуть уже фигли, вариантов нет. Не фартануло. Да, конечно, это не есть гуд. То, что мне не фартануло. Психология и логика. Так, однозначно политику. Еще 3 очка у нас остается. Давайте бдительность бахнем. И одну. Ловкость. Блин, ничего ж не вернешь-то, да? Ну да.
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better, if you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
Я что-то с луной, походу,
History presents
накосячил.
them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Ну, слева же.
Filthy swine! I'm
Блядь.
going to open this damn door and skin you alive.
Я понял, я первый раз,
You're
походу,
not
правильно
going to get
сделал.
the better of us.
Mother?
Louis, you've come around.
Вот я
How do you
дятел.
feel?
It hurts. Mother?
Ладно, хрен с ним, с одной рукой придется.
I can't feel my arm.
Louis, I had to cauterize it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis. Don't worry. I think I found a solution. You'll see.
We gotta leave.
Я понял, в чем
Don't
ошибка.
put your arm
Твою
there.
We
мать.
can't leave without it. It's our last chance. I
Да.
need to see this through to the end. I must do it.
Луну, блядь, я не с той стороны поставил. Она по-другому крутится. Я не...
Come on, up you get. I'll help you. Easy does it.
Надо было прочитать знаки. Пожалел, блядь.
Let's take what we came for.
Зато эффектно.
Wait, I've got to know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Tell me, where did I go wrong? Well, how did you manage to crack the puzzle?
Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time.
Но я
With
также
that
выбрал.
theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis.
Твою мать, да я все то же самое сделал, только ошибся, блин, немножко, совершенно. Пиздец, обидно.
But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Do you know what we're looking for?
We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Так, первым делом. Задолбали.
Oh, that? That's what we come to find? The lance that a centurion stuck in the side of Christ at his crucifixion?
That's it.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that everything adds up, but imagine if it really did exist.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis. I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud. It must not fall into the hands of the demons, or we are all doomed, don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will stop you if I understand correctly.
Enough, Louis. If you could see the extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right, we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Так я не понял, мне его здесь искать или разговаривать со всеми? Мне нужно отыскать копье Лангина. Это я уже понял. Зачем мне с Пьяджи говорить? Зачем мне говорить с другими? Если я здесь отыщу копье. Надо его отыскать и валить. Так, я так понимаю, отсюда мы пришли, верно? О, блин. Так. Тут что-то вообще все по-другому. А. То есть я не зря вернулся, да? Гость мне все-таки нужен зачем-то. Так, можно пойти направо, можно пойти налево. Пойдем налево. Опа.
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
И чё я тут должен? Каждый, блядь, наконечник смотреть? Вы, блядь, шутите, что ли?
I can see that this lance has the characteristic shape of a spear. It is made of iron, and its tip is engraved with a cross. There are several spearheads. I need to find clues to pick the right one. Piaggi knows something about it for sure.
Вон оно чё. Михалыч. А я-то думал. Ну чё ты крутишься-то туда-сюда, мать твою?
Fragment of amber.
Не, ну полазить-то тоже надо.
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. That was the Pope from the Middle Ages who inspired the Third Crusade. He gave the Roman people the power to elect their magistrates.
Понятно.
This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. The stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved. He was basically an anti-pope. His path to the throne was pretty turbulent, and he had to be enthroned several times. The result of a long conflict between the papacy and the Holy Empire.
Хер ли там переводить? Почему-то мне кажется, что это вот это.
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra. There are several spearheads.
Ну,
I
понятно.
need to find clues to pick the right one.
Пока я с Пьяджи не поговорю. На как я, блядь, ему объясню, что у меня руки нету?
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
Не, ну хотя меня терзает смутные сомнения, что он может быть вот так в начале лежать. Тем более око Ра, причем здесь. Где-нибудь там в конце он будет. Но смысл так далеко бежать. Я думаю, что Мортимер сразу догадается, откуда я приперся такой пораненной рукой. Надо было, чтоб ловкость, наверное. Ну в принципе можно было кармелитской воды выпить перед тем, как дергать. Что-то не думался. Да, блядь, откуда знал, что можно было это? Я, блядь, с луной промахнулся, с долбаной. Потому что тупо фазы непонятны. Нарисованы. А так все было верно. Так, все, на второй этаж сходу, чтобы меня никто не видел. Так. Так, где папа-то комната? Не понял. Чего она не отмечена? Чё-то не въехал. Годой комната рядом с моей. И вот она опять же должна быть комната, верно же? Или неверно? Так, налево. Пойдем налево. Так, тут вообще не написано ничего. Что это за комната? Да ты... Блядь, да что ты будешь делать? Все, меня вообще не слушается. А. Так, вот, комната Адамс. Скажется, что я вообще в другую сторону побежал. Джордж Вашингтон. Кладовая закрыта. Да, вот она, Пьяджи. Она никак не отмечена.
The cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Опачки. А как ты, я у него мед пропустил? А я у него вообще был?
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
Ну, видать, да, был, но почему-то я ничего не взял.
Amber crystals.
Ха. Так, рукописные заметки взяли теперь. Док, слушайте, так я-то у него, получается, наверное, и не был. Ну, реально. Надо пошариться у него тут. Увы, я слишком слаб, чтобы ехать. Поблагодарите меня, сэр Грегори, за приглашение к лорду Мортимеру. Уверен, вы без меня обо всем договоритесь. Передайте сэру Грегори, что мы исправно следуем его советам насчет нашего знакомого кардинала и епископа Кермонти. Полагаюсь на вас, да хранит вас Бог. Джованни Анджелика Браски. Хм. Очень даже любопытно. 3! Да что я, блядь, делаю-то? Что я делаю? Почему 3? Ты что, сюда можно выйти? Ничего себе. Слушайте, я у него, походу, и вправду-то не был.
Let's have a look at his personal papers. Of course, it's in Latin, the language of the church.
Так.
All those hours of learning Latin declensions are going to pay off in the end. Mother will be proud. Now this could be interesting. Let's say a sanctate. Various representation criteria, of which are shown the most common throughout the centuries, and in different forms. If Piaggi's notes are anything to go by, the weapon I'm looking for is shaped like a tapered spear. And that should help me identify it.
Круто.
Let's have a look at his personal papers. Of course, it's in Latin, the language of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I should have followed my mother's advice and spent more time studying the classics.
Клиновидные, все. Давайте еще подсказки нам. Тут нету? Тут нету. По-любому же должны быть подсказки еще, значит.
Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Да ёпарасоте.
John the Baptist, Youth with a Ram, by Caravaggio. A very sensual vision and very far from the usual representation. Venus and Cupid with a satyr, by Correggio. Innocence, indiscretion, and lechery. Giuseppe must love that. Love Triumphant, by Caravaggio. Now there's someone for whom the sex of angels is no mystery. The Lying Girl by Boucher. Here's a painting of The Rape of the Daughters of Leucippus, by Rubens. Surprising choice for His Eminence Piaggi.
Неплохой у него набор картин. Плохой.
Satan summoning his legions. This is rather surprising for the decoration of a cardinal's room.
Так, ну короче его искать придется все равно.
Torquemada. Quite the contrast. Wow. The fanatical priest who created the Inquisition. Sends shivers down the spine. His Holiness Pope Pius VI, by Pompeo Petoni. This should help Piaggio feel at home.
Короче, искать его все равно надо. Так, хавает он, да? Блин, это я назад побежал. Ну ладно, в принципе. Быстрее, может быть, в столовую попадем. Блин. Так, в столовку же вот здесь. Блин, нет, наоборот. Блин, попадаются все-таки медовые эти. Восстанавливаются они. По ходу дела предметы все-таки меняются из главы в главу. Ё-моё, быстрее там походу было пройти. Я, блядь, записки Мортимера еще мог пропустить. Вообще не имею представления даже. Так же, как и записки Сары. Так. Нету его в столовой. А, нет, вот он. Сейчас столкну нахер, если не скажешь.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You are not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
И чё?
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Your Eminence, you're worrying me.
What is happening to you?
Nothing, Louis. Just a moment of weakness, but I'm better now. I am all ears. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune
Я думал,
trying
это
to
все
find it. Never will
Лорда
he let you
Мутина.
have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Так, убеждение. Где же? Почему я не вижу его? Вот он.
No, you are the first I've spoken to about it, Your Eminence.
Come now, Louis. Are you quite sure of that?
Yes, my mother knows about it.
Of course, Sarah. Who else?
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
Чтобы защитить.
Your Eminence, I regret. I am unable to answer. Please understand that it pains me, but if I answered you, I would risk putting you in danger.
Stop running around in circles and just tell me what you would use the lance for.
I need
Ну давайте.
Why?
You won't understand.
Try me, Louis.
I need to protect myself with it.
Louis,
Whew.
I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own
Ну, откуда он
mind.
знает?
Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Все, спасибо. Спасибо, друг. Так, а где я должен искать это все?
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Ну, знатоки эзотеризма это фон Херлер, но он корефан этого. Распятие я тут больше не видел.
Allegory regarding the decoration of the rights of men. That's the least you could say.
Чтоб прям было. О! Отсюда можно выйти.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia.
Так, пойдемте выбирать. О, прикольно. Буду знать. А то я только один вход знаю. Тут настолько много произведений искусства. В библиотеке ни черта нету. Так, налево точно ни черта нету. Как ни крути. Полностью улита.
The devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Слушайте, походу он же может лежать этот наконечник где-нибудь в гробу в чем-нибудь. Правильно?
Here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Да, по-любому смотреть надо, искать эти. Твою мать. Блин, ну а священные тексты я где найду им? А, вот они же, священные тексты.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The Gospel of St. John is the most detailed on the subject of the crucifixion. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? The medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon. The name of the Roman soldier who killed Christ never appears in the biblical canon. Yet, it is said that he was a centurion and was called Longinus.
Так, то есть из меди оно сделано. Но этого все равно недостаточно. Нам нужен символ. Нам нужен символ. Поэтому ищем фон этого. По пути читаем и смотрим все картины. О, группа появляется здесь. Непонятно, то ли есть вход, то ли нет входа. Опачки. Вообще нормально. Да ё-моё. Я подбирал же здесь монету. Придется еще раз все просматривать. Как рогатина? Что значит как рогатина? Нет тут ничего. Да, вот это хрень будет посложнее, чем собрать. Ну, руки, конечно, жалко, что мы лишились. Не буду спорить. Я в картинах вообще, откровенно говоря, не помню, чтобы... Ой, что такое вообще непонятное? Так, ну давайте по первому этажу пробежимся. Если в чё, к этому фон... Пойдем. Нет места для золотых эликсиров. Так.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Нет, здесь не сюда. Так, тут пожиратели. А это что за картина? О!
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Так, ты кто? Вашингтон. Не канает. Так, здесь картины тоже не канают. Тут уже что там? Я забыл, блин. А, точно, здесь едовая. Едовой тоже, в принципе, ни хера нет. Картин, по крайней мере, нужных точно нету. Да. Опачки. Я говорю, появляются предметы в каждых главах. Так, пошли к фон Хельнеру. Заодно у него же там все эти эзотерические картины и текста еще могут быть. Так. Хилл, Бонапарт, Перю, Вашингтон, Адамс. Так, короче, налево нам надо. А, это просто чашка. Ничего более. Бонапарт.
Honey,
О,
I couldn't have hoped for better.
медок. Че метем? Так, следующая комната.
It seems like he isn't here.
Ну, текста-то у него уже есть. А, у него же там... Так, а там что находится у нас? Да пофиг достать.
They say that if you drink the signs of the zodiac.
Знаки зодиака нас не интересуют.
Golden elixir.
Так, нет места.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw. And he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Yes, it's definitely a drawing of the Lock of Al-Azif. Volner must have kept a copy. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif.
Опять лишнее очко потратил.
Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here.
Прочесть письмо. Иоганн, я понимаю, ты пытаешься выяснить, что с Элизабет. Но это переходит всякие границы. Думаешь, мне было мало твоих выходок на континенте? Допускаю, тебя возмущало, что мы заперли Элизабет на месяц во избежание встречи с Сарой. Но зачем же было сбегать с ней без предупреждения? Мне пришлось лгать всем. Притворись, что вернулся пару дней назад, отдельно от нее, и попроси Уильяма убедить в этом же своих гостей. Образумься, наконец, возьми себя в руки. Нужно увезти с острова то, что ты нашел по моему поручению, а не тратить время на изучение. Уверяю, ты не получишь никаких ответов. Более того, мы рискуем снова упустить эту реликвию. Прошу последний раз, оставь ее там, где мы договаривались. Ее сразу же заберут. Будь уверен, Грегори. Понятно. Так.
The signs of obscurantism.
То есть символы нам тут не помогут, да? Опачки. Что это у нас тут?
Chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Wollner.
Угу.
So, let's see what Wollner has in his bookcase.
Изучить книги.
Most of these works are in German. I don't understand a thing. Well, except for this one. It looks like Latin. Longini militis fabulum. Longini. Ah, what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Wollner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Richet?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost. Oh, how horrible! Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
Accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
I know. Please, look, there's nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Так, а что у него там? Кто это? Фон Виллер. Уклонение, устойчивость, оккультизм.
Well, sir, I see you have some captivating books, and you seem to be rather interested in the famous Longinus.
It's... what's it to do with you?
I overheard you speaking with Piaggi. What are you two up to, exactly?
No, Oh, fine. Yes. We are looking for the Holy Lance. That imbecile has given Mortimer all the ones kept in the private collection of the Holy See. But it's not what you think. Hang on a minute. You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the Holy Lances.
Так, к чему у него там? Слабость уклонения. Так. Так. Я ищу лишь подлинное копье, думаю, что он мне сразу...
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
so
you?
Why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about?
У меня 2 ошибки доступно. Давайте этикетом.
Mr. Von Volner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people, if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? You want to help Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor, and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
All right, Louis. I thought you were
Нормалек.
trying to manipulate me, but...
Что за хозяин положения? X10. А, добиться успеха в 10 противостояниях. Этикет +2. Этикет. О, да, нормально. Следующим его прокачаем. Кстати, уже крутяк. Его прокачаем. Его сможем прокачать.
Excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians.
Вот все, что мне надо. Это все, что мне нужно было. Так. У нас есть рыба, клиновидный, судя по всему. Опять же сказал, что как рогатина. Копье окаймлено медью должно. Короче, тут вообще непонятно, откровенно говоря. Какое... Потому что утверждений куча. Я даже не уверен, что нам каким-то боком еще что-то здесь поможет. Потому что чем больше мы находим зацепок. Тем больше путаниц. Во-первых, оно должно быть медным. С медной вставкой. А во-вторых, оно должно быть с рыбой. Рыбу я уже где-то встречал, по-моему. Но есть предложение прогуляться до конца. Нифига себе, сколько гробов. Просто так стоящих, непонятно как. Ё-моё, а как туда добираться-то? Жесть. Так, тут мы попробуем пройти в самый центр. И уже идти по обратке. Изучать. Ага. То есть сюда мы не пройдем. Как бы не хотелось. О, бочонок с медом. Сидим.
This sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek. Sargon. Is this the tomb of a king? Judging by all the sculpted symbols of power, this is really ancient. The inscriptions are all eroded. I don't know what those marks mean, but maybe a stone or epitaph.
Короче, бесполезная трата очков опять произошла. Да ё-моё, что не слушаешься-то сегодня? Похож, кстати.
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Ну вот я и говорю, похож. Только он золотом окаймлен.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible.
Не то. Так. Вот вот заставочка странная.
Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip. Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
Все как
I must be sure of my choice, though. I can't pick the wrong one. Am I really sure this is the one to take?
Так, нет. Вернуться. Но то, что оно у креста находится, это интересно. И ролик такой был.
The shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
Не то. Так, это.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed.
Похож на клин.
It has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
Так, короче, надо между, получается, вот этим и тем выбирать.
This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed.
А, клин листовидный.
The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip.
Нет. Так, надо будет вернуться к тому. Так, мед нам всегда пригодится. Так, в итоге мы два с вами нашли, да?
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Хм.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here.
Ух ты ж, ё-моё. Давайте внимательно. А, нет. Да чё, открываем. Там никого не будет. Да ёпта. Не туда тыкаю.
Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Угу. В смысле? Он открыт.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here.
Блин. Не.
It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my
Я
own.
боюсь, что мне это ничего не даст, а я все очки просто просажу, которые мне нужны. Потому что когда поворачиваешься, он же открыт. И там ни хера нету. Так. У нас есть вот этот. Еще раз. Клин. Окаменный медью. И рыба. Да. Отойти. И второй у нас есть вот этот вот, который напротив креста как раз таки. А этот листовидный. Да.
It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
Нет, все-таки тот. Хорошо, что не взял. Ну и чисто он тут между двух свечек.
I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Да. Что за вооруженный? Оккультист убеждение плюс 1 очко. Неплохо, неплохо. Так. Сейчас посмотрим. Нет здесь воды нигде. Если есть вода, то я в таком случае открою гроб. Но, к сожалению, нет. И я не помню, где она была еще. Потому что я где-то ее не брал. Кармелистская вода, мать ее. Вот на этот случай она вообще жесть как нужна. Ну не, вот здесь уже не будет, я бы ее подобрал однозначно. Потому что интересно, что же все-таки там. Понятно, что там пустой гроб. Но он же что-то должен поведать нам. А может у этого взять? Блин, нет. Я выбрал копье Лангина. Я нашел не все дубликаты. А зачем мне все дубликаты было искать? Я их нашел-то все, просто я не стал их осматривать. Господи. Так, ну тут что у нас? Журналов у нас нету. Хотя они где-то появились однозначно. Так. Ловкостью мы тут промахнулись. Этикет нам нужен. Логику бы еще поднять. По-хорошему. Ну да, лучше уж так, чем одну логику, лучше два значения. Что за испытание? А, выполнить задание 11. Так, давайте на этом месте прервемся. Попить хочется и так далее. Так, продолжим наше приключение.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
Вот эти вот две страницы, блин, бы найти. Я так и не понял, как выйти на причал. Ох, ё-моё.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur. I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
Что-то я, походу, не в ту сторону-то побежал. А, нет, в ту. Парам-пам-пам, парам-пам-пам. Упс.
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you. Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh, no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She's prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours, too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels.
Нихера себе.
Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1 million of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family. But it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are, because a large number of our kind remain hidden, or never reveal themselves even to us.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
If I follow you, you must have witnessed some of the greatest moments in history.
You could certainly say that, yes.
О, древние
Did you know
да.
ancient Egypt?
Oh, yes, yes. We were gods on earth in those days.
What did men call you then?
Amenhotep IV.
The 10th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty?
Ooh, I see you're a connoisseur, Louis.
Крутяк.
Impressive.
А
Did you know
Грецию?
ancient Greece?
In many ways, yes. One day Pericles, the next
Parmenides. Just the memory of the time I spent working on acoustics with Pythagoras. Well, it moves me quite deeply, to tell the truth.
Pericles. He's the one who brought Athens to its golden age, isn't he?
In a way, yes.
He established democracy and then died during an epidemic. It wasn't so long after his 2 sons passed away. Isn't that right?
Excuse me, Louis. I would rather not relive any more of that, if you don't mind.
Так, и
Did you
пролим.
experience ancient Rome?
Oh, yes. Luxury and decadence, Louis. My family did indeed reign supreme, but from this period I retain only the works of my friend, Marcus Vitruvius Pollio.
You seem to be fascinated by Christ. You weren't him, were you?
Oh, no, not at all. He was my father, though. Strange as it seems.
I beg your pardon? Am I dreaming? Ugh, please tell me I'm dreaming.
We should have the chance to talk about all that again later, but yes, he was my father. All the mythology surrounding Jesus of Nazareth really stems from my father's prideful need to show himself among men.
Круто.
I've noticed that you have a passion for the Crusades.
Among other things, yes. Mainly the third. It was during the siege of St. Joan of Arc that I took possession of Lord Mortimer.
And you've never changed skins or bodies since?
I have used other envelopes, but only to carry out very short tasks. Apart from that, indeed, I have been able to retain the identity of William Alexander Mortimer throughout the centuries.
Круто. Так.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and steer their thoughts.
Почему он мои тогда?
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
Так.
And how is it you help men exactly?
Let's just say that without us, man would probably never have left his cave. Fire, the wheel, tools, writing. We are the spark that inspires man to search, to grow, to evolve.
Интересно.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that all Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't served us, but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis. I have no tail.
Так, ну-ка.
Why do you bring up folklore? You mean that you've taken advantage of people's beliefs?
No, not exactly. I mean that we in fact created them from scratch. It is amazing to see how mankind has such a strong need to believe in something superior to itself. It was very instructive for what was to come.
Зачем вы мне рассказываете?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Так.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliated.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together. Until I
book was
revealed my
Al-Azif,
true
wasn't it?
nature to her. Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
How would you qualify your species scientifically?
Good question. What is your area of expertise?
I would
Биология.
say biology.
So, I would class demons along with parasites.
The comparison is
Okay.
not very flattering. You live inside a host and you feed on that host. Do you not?
A large number of parasites are essential to the survival of their bearer, you know. We do indeed choose a host. We enter inside them, and we evolve with them. But if you prefer a more philosophical approach, or a more poetical one, consider us as an idea. We are an idea that penetrates the human spirit. But in fact, in no way are we a danger for our hosts. Quite the contrary, we strengthen them.
Так, еще раз. Не могу, да, больше спросить.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
Да, тут тяжелый, конечно, моральный
Why
выбор
should I
нужно
trust
делать.
you? I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you open your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you. If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many
Может,
centuries, we
поразвиваться?
didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive, but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what reflection and
But how
pleasure
do you
you can.
agree on global policy?
Locally, we often have competing interests, and sometimes we start wars between men which are linked to our disagreements. Most of the time, our father steps in and gives directives, which my family follow to the letter. Indeed, in my opinion, it is high time we moved on.
What do you mean?
I mean that a new era must begin. The old monarchic regimes are outdated, and it's time to evolve.
So, von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though.
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
Получается, что... Да, мы потратим.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now don't take it the wrong way. I was obliged to keep up appearances so that Gregory wouldn't suspect me. And it enabled me to size you up, Louis. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
Потому что ж демон. Нет. Убеждение, уклонение, наука. Убеждение. Этикет. Давайте логику применим.
I've got an idea, but it might seem stupid.
Trust me.
Am I one? I mean, am I a demon?
Would you like that?
Да.
I must admit that the idea is appealing.
Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it, it's absurd.
Have you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body, without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from your own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
О! Прям как это, в Звездных войнах, блядь. Ты мой сын.
Not too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
No,
Нормально.
not really.
I'm impressed by your ability to remain composed, not to let yourself become overwhelmed by your emotions. For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
Нифига себе.
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you.
Вот это поворот, ребятки.
Of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, Words. Mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
Нифига себе.
Hang on.
Великолепно.
You mean to say that if someone lies to me that I will know?
Exactly.
But that's just incredible.
You still need to practice, though. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern.
Так, ну-ка, свежая кровь. Чтение мысли, получено, узнали о своем происхождении. Твою мать, и демон он стал.
Between ourselves, you can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourselves will know that you are spying, and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy, and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later, if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
Ничего себе. Теперь вы можете читать мысли своих собеседников. При каждом чтении мысли тратится 1 очко эссенции. Вы можете вернуть 1 очко, если столкнетесь с устойчивостью. 2, если воспользуетесь слабостью. И 3, если выпьете настойку ягодцев. Хорошо, что ее много здесь осталось. Так, ну...
You're right. I need to go now.
До свидания, отец.
One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Так, на слугах надо потренироваться. Так, а где слуги?
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Так, а можно мне руку вернуть тогда? Или нельзя? Так, а якорцы это у нас 3, да? Да. О, да. Сейчас мы будем пользоваться всем. В разговоре с мамашей точно. А то она, понимаете ли мне, тут натрахтела. 43 монеты уже собрал. 43. Это просто неприлично много. Так, баночка. Медок. Я понял, 2 меда подряд нельзя есть. Ну, пока нам хватает, в принципе, очков. Так, ну все, спускаемся. И копье мне не забрали.
You shot her in cold blood. What is at stake here far outweighs our personal interests. I should...
personal interests. I'm talking about my sister's life.
Которую она убила сама.
She was my other half.
Я правильно выбор, кстати, сделал.
Louis, don't come near me.
I warned you what would happen if I found her. I was so hoping it wouldn't end like this. I'm fed up with all these deaths.
Так, а у нее что? Где Эмили? Эмили, Эмма. Устойчивость к манипулированию, устойчивость к допросу. Психология?
Emily, put the weapon down.
She has to pay for
Yeah.
all the harm she's done to me.
Well, to be fair, we've all made mistakes. And look at her, Emily. She's paid for hers.
I'm all alone now.
Duchess, I am sorry for what happened. I didn't have any choice.
Ah, you. Shut your mouth. You had the choice, all right. You use people according to your own desires, without any scruples.
Excuse me, Duchess, but we're
Я
in
вообще
the same line
запутался.
of business.
Кто кого
And
убил?
as for Emma, she knew only too
No,
well.
Emily. Look at me. Emily.
What did you say?
А у нее ж манипулирование-то нет? Да, устойчивость. Уклонение.
You're not like her. Neither you nor Emma are like Sarah. Ever since you got here, you've always tried to help me. I trust you, Emily. And Emma would never have betrayed me either.
No, she wasn't like that. She was loyal. But why did Sarah betray Emma? Why?
Your sister was supposed to hide something, and no one was supposed to have been able to find it.
And she would never have talked, even under torture. So why get rid of her?
Unfortunately, Emily, the creatures who live here employ methods that no one can resist.
I was going to get her out of there for God's sake. So what are you talking about?
Emily, all I ask is that you let me tell the truth.
Блин.
But you'll never believe me.
You leave me no choice. I'm going to kill her, Louis.
Так, стоп.
Don't tell me Emma died because of that book. I have to know. Anything but that damn book.
Ну ёб твою мать.
Emily, Mortimer's a demon. In the literal sense of the word.
What a...
Lord Mortimer has been around since the Third Crusade. He fiddles with his family records so he can keep maintaining his identity. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear on everything I hold dear, that's the truth.
What? But when did...
Louis, Do you realize what you are asking me to believe?
I know, but it's the truth, Emily.
How do you expect me to accept this? We are in the Golden Order precisely to fight against such beliefs.
Do you
Сейчас
remember
прочитать
those
надо будет.
deeds we found behind the chimney? They weren't fake. There's a reason why they're all signed by his same hand.
Demons.
In his study, he keeps the Mortimer family tree. They produced only boys, just one per generation since the Third Crusade. And they are all called William. He justifies his own existence, Emily.
Look, I'm going to believe you, but if you're taking me for a ride...
Unfortunately for us, it'd be impossible to even make up a story like that.
All right, I believe you. Thank him. You owe him your life.
I have always been very lucky to have him as my son.
Сейчас мы разберемся.
I really thought my next breath would be my last.
Well, anything's possible.
This is no time to be joking. Just help me climb aboard this boat, and let's get off of this cursed island.
No, I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you, until you've told me everything.
For crying out loud, what are you talking about? No, 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 not now, no. Make him not want to know.
Paris, 1763, number 12 on Rue des Martyrs.
No. I beg you, please trust me. He's manipulating you. We must leave.
Paris.
Can't you see he wants you? And he'll do anything to turn you against me.
Number 12 on Rue des Martyrs.
He had to pay for what he did to me. I panicked. There she was with the baby due. I thought it was the right time to touch it, but
To touch it? By disemboweling her and stealing me from her?
The girl was already condemned to die. He never leaves any witnesses behind. She meant nothing to him. And I absolutely had to find a way of stopping him.
Я еще раз
Let
послушаю.
him reproduce. I. I had to stop him propagating himself.
Ага.
You snatched a newborn baby from its mother's womb with the sole goal of seeking revenge.
From the second I took you in, I couldn't bear to be apart from you. I looked after you, fed you, raised you, like a mother.
You made me in your own image.
No, you're wrong. I devoted my whole life to teaching you to distinguish between right and wrong, so you would have the choice. You are not like him.
But you never told me.
I wanted to. I very nearly told you everything, at least a dozen times.
You didn't, though, did you? Why?
I don't know, Louis.
Мы боялись.
You lacked the courage.
Yes, Louis. Yes, I was wrong. I should have told you earlier. I know. Forgive me, I beg you. Louis, yes. I made mistakes in the past, but now I'm ready to...
Do you consider me a mistake?
No, not you. You are what I am most proud of in my whole life. You are good. You fight to do right. You are not like him.
Still, he is my father. Why did you steal me?
You don't want to know, believe me.
For once in your life, be honest. Why all this mess? Why do you have it in for him so much? Why?
Because I'm his daughter. I know what he's doing. I see he has his eye on you. He's hovering around you, tempting you. He did it to me before you. And if you don't live up to his expectations, he will cast you away.
Is that what happened to you?
I wasn't good enough for him. So he rejected me.
What do you mean?
He tried to initiate me, but it would seem I am unable to develop his talent. I can't withdraw my mind from my body.
I get it. The reason why you abducted me is because he didn't love you, isn't it?
He doesn't love anyone, Louis. Don't be taken in.
Ну и чё, простите. Сестра все-таки как-никак.
You are my mother. Whatever you've done, I can't take that away from you. It doesn't excuse everything, but in time we will find a way of putting it all behind us.
Oh, thank you, Louis. Thank you. I will never lie to you again. Come on, let's go.
No, Mother. I'm not going back with you. I can't.
What do you mean? Louis, you can't stay here.
Don't worry about me. I have to stay. I still have a lot to learn. But you go.
Louis!
I'll see you in Paris. Don't worry. Here. This is yours.
Don't forget, Louis. You've got the lance. You can beat him. If you hit him with it, he won't be able to escape from his mortal envelope, and he will die with it.
Я полагаю, что он тоже знает, что у нас есть это копье. Я не узнал, о чем лгала. Как ты не узнал? Я мог поговорить с Мануэлем Годоем, но я мог, но для чего это делать? Так, 4 очка навыков у нас есть. По факту нам логику надо прокачать, языкование не настолько нужно. Да? Так. Манускрипты я не могу, конечно же, изучить. Потому что я их не нашел.
Rational and open. I spent my whole life swimming in lies.
Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again. I'm a demon. I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse.
Конечно, дар.
No, this is an advantage. I could get used to this pretty quickly, I think. Damn it, what a mess. Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father,
I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to learn. It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
Кто там? О, шкатулочка появилась.
There's a circle around the lock here.
Вода?
Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
Что там? Инвентарь мед? Но. И что ты на них так смотришь долго?
There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Медок. Так, это я смотрел, это смотрел. Ничего тут больше нет, никаких записок. Хотелось бы получить все записки.
Sir Gregory?
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to
Ну, давайте узнаем. Как долго существует наша семья?
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the very beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get into
Оратор. Логика плюс 1 очко.
from me?
No, not at all. I was just wondering why that particular question seemed to disturb you.
Let us not insist, then. You yourself weren't very convinced by the question, it seems.
Ну да.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
What do
Давайте
you mean by
логику.
brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
А все, да? А, нет. Так,
Is there
кто
a
был
head of the
основным?
family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand. regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
But
Я считаю,
if your
что отец прав.
intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Соглашусь с ним, наверное.
Indeed, from that point of view, it is better to guide them.
It's rare for a novice demon to manage to stop thinking like a man so quickly. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you suggesting he might be in danger?
Well, Louis, our father's patience is not limitless. If William ever does go too far, then yes, he will be in danger. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Да уж. Походу, самое интересное еще впереди, как оказалось. В чем все крутится? Так, можно меня вылечить? Комнату Дорише. Комнату Гадоя я осматривал или нет? Не могу припомнить. По-моему, осматривал. Ну, я просто не могу понять, где могут быть записульки.
Emily, can I come in?
No, it's not a good time. Not right now. Leave me alone.
I can tell from your voice that there's something wrong. Let me in. We have to talk, Emily.
I said no, goddamn you.
Я теперь могу делать все.
You know full well that getting yourself worked up like this is not going to help. It won't make any difference. It won't bring Emma back.
Forget... I couldn't give a damn if it makes any difference. I only want to not think of anything. And then get out of here. I told you not to come in.
Emily, I only want to talk. I understand that you're upset after everything.
You understand? You understand nothing.
Listen, we're going through a difficult time. Even I'm dumbfounded and
Dumbfounded. Dumbfounded. Do you want to know how I feel?
Да, я же прочитаю твои мысли.
How could I have done this? I want it to stop.
We've all lost something here.
All this, everything that's happened. It's a nightmare. I want to wake up.
Emily, calm down. Put down that glass.
I know you're telling the truth about Mortimer and Home. I know they are demons.
That's not all.
Go on.
I'm one of them, Emily. I'm a demon too.
I know.
But how?
Sir Gregory stopped by to tell me. He wanted to bid me a welcome.
I don't understand.
Welcome to the family.
You? You're his daughter?
Mortimer's daughter, Louis.
That makes you my sister?
Yes. Just the thought of the night when I suggested that we... I feel so ashamed, Louis. And that means Emma is your sister too.
Oh, shit. I spent the night with my own sister?
I was attracted to you from the moment we first spoke on the boat. Now I understand why. Do you realize what that means? I'm a monster.
We couldn't have known. We made a mistake, damn it.
Oh, that feeling. It hurts all of a sudden.
She's there. I can feel her inside me. She's trying to read my thoughts. Emily, don't do that. Get out of my mind, please. Let me remind you that it's forbidden between demons.
Sorry, Louis.
Я читал.
I didn't want to.
I have a sister.
It's very strange for me too. A sister for a brother.
Yes.
Жесть.
I must get some rest. I must ask you to leave me now.
All right, but don't finish that bottle.
Don't start now. I would like to get some sleep.
I'll be leaving you then. Thank you, Emily.
Как все чудесно. Все, пропишь? Можно пошариться у тебя? Ту-ту-ту-рим.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. A letter from William Pitt the Elder,
Так, нет, это я видел.
He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your...
Так, это мы читали. Туда нельзя. А где же находятся записки? Где же я их профукал? Так. Я, пожалуй, пройдусь, чтобы набрать всякой ерунды здесь. Полюбас уже что-то появилось. Поэтому этаж прошлепать. Наполеон нельзя. Ну, у Наполеона я вроде все осмотрел. Жак Перу. У Перу тоже вроде все было осмотрено. Опачки. Так, якорцы взяли. Отлично. Так, здесь все подобрано. Опа. Вот вам и допрос +1. Раз, два, три, 4, 5, 6, 8 книжек осталось с учетом трактатов найти. Причем я тут был. И я стопудово все смотрел. Так. Это я читал. Так, все, больше вроде ничего нету. Кстати, не мудрено, если также в чужих комнатах появлялось, но я туда не заходил. Так, да, я пришел туда. Так, и вещи мне каким-то образом надо забрать материны.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Да пошел ты, много у тебя дел, блин. Так. С Вашиком можно поговорить. Сейчас, погодь. Кстати, это я уже пришел к третьему этажу.
Busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Me? No, nothing at all. And you?
I would like to be able to say yes, but it's been dead quiet. The only one with anything to say is Duke Manuel. But with that accent of his, I don't understand a word he says. It's exasperating.
Right. I've wasted enough time. I'll keep our conversation to myself, Mr. President. Anyway, I must be going now.
See you later, Louis.
Так, он мне ничего полезного не сказал. О, кстати. Вот это-то, по-моему, и есть. Так, комната, где материные вещи должны быть.
Dante's paradise. Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Она же не закрыта почему-то, эта комната. Значит, есть вероятность того, что в ней что-то появилось. Ни хрена мне не появилось. Так, а что за пикание? Ага. Сестерций появился. Не, ничего не появилось здесь, кроме сестерция. Ну, монетки меня мало интересуют, откровенно говоря. Так, ну да пойдемте, пройдемся еще. Так, это кто? О. Хотя я у него был. Так, что-то тут должно было появиться. Так, так, так. Что-то он тут затевает. А, так я ж теперь про них все знаю. Они там хотят украсть то, хотят украсть это. Кстати. Так, это мы все проверяли. Так, за книжками он у нас внезапно спалил. Но, а больше, походу, здесь-то и делать-то нечего. Нет, есть что-то. Якорцы. Якорцы вещь хорошая. Однако. Так, химические эти я смотрел. Короче, здесь ни хера нету у него. Ну, хоть якорцы взяли. Так, сейчас заодно можем проверить, есть ли у нас путь вниз. Да. Странно, но есть. Я предлагаю все пробежать, пока глава не сменилась, потому что это за конец 4 главы же. Опа. Коллекционная монета. Здесь тоже что-то сверкало, нет? Нет. Сколько уже монет? 46. Так, Пьяджи. С Пьяджи на выходе поговорим. Так, комната. Ну, здесь навряд ли что-то появится или добавится. Хотя занавески раскрыты, хотя были закрыты. Вот это дневник. Да, это тоже дневник. Здесь закрыто. Опа. А вот это на полу я не припомню. А, недорогая сестричка. Было. Так, все, здесь ни хрена нету. Давайте с Пьяджи поговорим.
His Holiness awaits my report. I haven't the time.
Угу, не хочет. Ну, не хочешь, как хочешь, как говорится. Так, кто это? Вашингтонский номер. А Вашингтон где-то там шляется. Можно полазить? Опа. Достанем. Так, нету места для якорцев. Так, золотой эликсир. Так, ну давайте, надо найти эти трактаты. И уже, как говорится, последний этот выходить полностью заряженным по максбету, чтобы было. Так.
Portrait of George Washington.
Портрет Джорджа Вашингтона. В номере Джорджа Вашингтона. Так, это мы смотрели? Нет, здесь все смотрено. Есть, конечно, предположение, что мы тратим время впустую. Так. Комнату Пьяджи. А, ну вот, да, как раз. Все правильно, мы бежим. Надо все на всякий случай осматривать. Здесь, может, открылось ни хера. Хопс, хопс. Так.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Нельзя, да? Ну, ладно, хер с ним. Так, в своей комнате я все осмотрел. И я, в принципе-то, из нее вышел и побежал в эту сторону. Правильно же? Или в другую? Так, стоп. А, да, Годой вот как раз нельзя было заходить. Что-то я запутался опять. Так, давайте вниз. Блин, чё нету ни одной этой-то? О, медок. Медок нам однозначно пригодится. Тут сразу по многу нельзя. Что с этим можно фотографировать?
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Все. Нельзя. Ладно. Хрен с тобой, золотая рыбка. Так, вот здесь у нас всегда сидел Наполеон. Нету ни черта. Как я понимаю, в дверях тоже все позакрыто. Угу. Здесь тоже ни черта нету. Здесь все та же книжка.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess.
Да.
As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Так. Здесь у нас что? Здесь у нас была золотая вода где-то между креслами. Или я ее подобрал? Нет, вот она. Опа.
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Медок появился. А нам он может пригодиться как никогда. Так, ну, в целом лабиринт, наверное, мы не пойдем точно осматривать на улицу. Хотя выход есть, блин.
A
Опа.
Byzant from the Byzantine Empire, a coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Блин, надо было, наверное, сходить туда. Вопрос, это я вот пропускаю? Или все же нет? Так, стоп. Что здесь было? Так, ну это выход, нахер он мне нужен? Я думаю, что там точно ловить нечего. Так, туда точно не попасть, но я там 100% вообще каждый этот разведал. Вопрос, где взять записки Дорише и записки Мортимера. Потому что они добавляют просто нереально. 6 разом. 6. Я даже с ловкостью готов доставать. Но...
Petrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
И шкатулки я вроде вообще все до одной вскрыл. Так. Нет. Так, ну это было посмотреть. Я так понимаю, что появляются только монеты и только бочонки. Вот он, это до сих пор висит. Медик. Кстати, нам можно захавать один.
Circe turning Ulysses' companions back into humans.
Ага. Так, ну давайте потрахтим.
Am I disturbing you?
God damn it, Dorishe! Are you joking or what? You sell me pipe dreams about Mortimer's project, and a few hours later, one of your allies completely breaks down. Is this what Mortimer's side is all about?
Listen, I'm kind of in a rush. Enough is enough. Choose your side and then everyone will be happy.
What? What are you playing at, Dorishe? It's too late! I've come too far to back out now! Good God! I swear there's nothing common about you, Dorishe.
Чё ноешь-то?
Oh, while you're here, you wouldn't know who the last guest is, would you?
What do you mean?
I heard Sir Gregory speaking about it. A certain Al-Asif, something or other.
Who?
Опачки.
Obviously not. It's not important, forget it.
No, hang on.
It doesn't matter, I'm telling you. We'll find out soon enough. I'm in a hurry right now. I'm waiting for someone. See you later, Louis. Do you know who it is?
No, I thought so for a minute, but the name means nothing to me. Sorry.
It doesn't matter. Something tells me we shall find out soon enough, no?
Certainly. Is Al-Azif to participate in the conference?
That's
Это
what
ж
I was
книга.
asking you.
Давай
Von
прочитаем.
Wallner mentioned the arrival of this person just before the second conference.
Так второе собрание уже было.
I must be leaving you.
Так. А, все, мы вернулись, да? Ну все, значит. Пора нам... Пора нам идти налево. Все исследовали, ничего полезного не нашли, кроме как... А что это тут пикнуло? Нет, это дверь. Да, это всего лишь навсего дверь. Бутыльков более-менее ничего набрали. Что тут валяется все? Что за бардак? Вашингтон, ты устроил бардак? Or not? В покоях сэра Грегори мы еще не были, кстати, хочу заметить. И я даже не имею представления, как туда попасть. Так, ну тут мы в очередной раз должны все исследовать. Дабы вдруг появится что-либо. А вон он, бочонок с медом появился. Нет места для якорец? Фу. Сейчас мы найдем. Якорцы нам для демонической нашей штучки-то нужны. Так, записка. Опачки. А это что?
What is your mind presumed to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form?
Louis, I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You've made the right choice. It took great maturity to forgive your sister as you did.
She brought me up. I realized I owed her a lot.
We all make mistakes, as Sarah well knows.
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Quite curious to find out more. My whole way of thinking has been blown apart in just a couple hours.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I
think he's worried about you.
Worried? Marvelous. That's just like him. You know, in a family like ours, we all have a role to play. And his is to worry about everyone else. Let me reassure you, there's no reason for him to worry about me.
Так. Какова моя роль, естественно?
Role be in all of this. That's for you to decide. I'm not trying to force you, Louis. I have high hopes for you, but the decision remains yours to make. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men?
Of course not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
Да уж. Тут вообще такие вопросы поднимаются прикольные.
Right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today we are wasting too much time.
Да.
What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives, as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Тут даже страшно высказывать свое мнение.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence, but humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are. I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
Как же это
I
делается?
don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Интересно. Ну, я готов.
Let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaggi to inform the Pope he has changed sides. Here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his
Не быстро ли мы
What if I
как бы
fail?
всё в один день?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
О, как это все сложно. Как же это все сложно. Руку-то мне починил бы. Не, я все прошарил уже, вообще конкретно все. Поэтому я не мог упустить никакие документы. Я больше чем уверен. Так. О, сейчас комната Пьяджи высвечивается. Так, нет, нам дальше. Вашингтон. Так, тихо. Нет. Да, вот она.
Ah, well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
Так. Чё у нас? Допрос. Где он? Пьяджи. Слабость манипулирования. Оккультизм тогда.
Do you believe in demons?
What are you talking about, Louis? Where is he going with this?
I can feel something.
Demons, Your Eminence.
I am a cardinal. Of course I believe in evil. What on earth is the matter with him? Is he losing his mind?
All right, hang in there, Louis. Don't lose him.
Rest assured, Your Eminence, I'm fine.
But it's impossible.
Rest assured, Your Eminence. I am fine. I've done it.
Ха-ха.
I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it.
Жестко.
Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me. Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can find here to help me write that letter. I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
Дорогой Джузеппе, здоровье мне позволяет мне принять приглашение сэра Грегори посетить собрание. Лорда Морти, буду благодарен, если вы меня замените. Так это не его письмо. Дорогой Джузеппе, еще раз благодарю за то, что согласились представить Ватикану лорда Мортимера. Надеюсь, ваше путешествие прошло хорошо, несмотря на то, что пришлось пересекать охваченную волнением Францию. На вас возложена ответственность, мой друг, да хранит вас Господь. Джованни Анджело Браски.
Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. It turns out, now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages in comparison to what Sir Gregory had suggested. We are talking about the future of the Holy See. There. That should be enough to justify the change of vote.
Так. HBCF от 30.01.1792 HBCF. А тут GH GHFJ.
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
PDD.
Must be in Latin. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
PDD. PDD. Может быть, маленькая. Так. Рассмотреть печать справа.
Giustizia, misericordia e umiltà.
Надо бы... Так, а чё? Мы можем...
Justice, mercy and humility.
Вернуться. Вернуться. В центре.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Во, в центре. Вернуться. Вернуться. И слева.
A circle with a cross inside.
Ага. Ну надо использовать личную печать.
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
Все, понял, среднюю.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Использовать. Написать секретный код. Яшер, БЦФ. Прошу оставить печать с моим девизом вместе с своей личной печати, когда пишете ко мне. И он его просит как раз таки в этом письме GH использовать. GJ, GH, FJ.
There's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today, the date is 24/01/1793. In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle.
20. Порассуждаем, давай.
Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
День не зашифрован, должно быть, это и есть разгадка. Ничего не могу понять.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Допустим, АЕ. Ну, допустим, 17. Это Е. А 0,1 это как будто 1H. А 3 это G вообще. Так, сегодня 24, правильно? 24 это А. Это прям однозначно. Потом вот... у них же там все наоборот, или нет? Нет. 6 должно быть. А, 31, А с другой стороны. А у него G. А 17 Е. Не понимаю. 31, почему G? GJ вообще. Один нет. В 17 Е опять. Там же H. Типа... Нет, нихера. 3 F. Я вообще не понимаю. Вот 17 Е подходит. Потом 01 H. Как она вообще, блядь, здесь H будет? Единица тоже H не может быть. Следующая 17 тоже H не может быть. Там вообще G единица. В обратном порядке. G. 9 это B уже. Нет. Вообще не могу дорубить.
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle.
Наверное, помогает соотнести буквы концентрического круга с цифрами, расположенными в центре. Ну, я согласен. Давай все.
Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
День не зашифрован. Я понял, что, допустим, он не зашифрован.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Так. Подождите. То есть 1793 у нас уже как бы забито. Ну как оно может быть забито, если в HB и GH? Да это херня какая-то. Год же у нас соответствует? Соответствует. Вот нулю что соответствует? G вообще. Единица у нас соответствует тоже, блядь, G. Да уж, блядь. Я реально не знаю. Позвольте мне читерить. Какая дата? Какая дата в письме Пьяджи? Мне еще не хочется сайт открывать. Я просто... Ну... блин, день не указывается. Хрен с ним. Пусть он, блядь, не указывается. Ну, год-то указывается. И первые две в году не совпадают. Е17. Ну так, блядь, здесь не совпадает 31. Тут ай должен тогда стоять. Принятое решение на развитие сюжета не влияет. АФФЦHG. F. Вообще, что за дурдом? АФ ФЦHG. FC HG. Что? Короче, я, естественно, приму да ничего я не приму, получается, у меня нету. Ну, я не буду, естественно, пользоваться подсказкой, потому что мне просто было любопытно, блядь, что там за подсказка. Хитрость плюс 1 за получил. Просто, ну, дурдом.
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it. That's all I need. Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi?
Calm down, my friend. The poor boy has just passed out. We were talking about this and that when suddenly he fainted. Keeled over, just like that.
Huh, really? What a weakling. I wonder what Mortimer sees in him.
Who knows? I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays. The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him. Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Ah, don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know? Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
The slime bag. He works for Mortimer. Good thing I already tried to warn Gregory.
You find Louis unconscious and conclude that I'm his accomplice?
It's not so much finding him here as you being against me getting rid of him. That's not what you thought the day before yesterday, after he eavesdropped on our conversation.
Monsieur von Von, I always act in the best interest of all. I assure you.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it.
Дайте послушаем.
Reporting me to Sir Gregory. I'm really risking my neck here.
Надо было все только.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
You old weasel! Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body.
Ура!
Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
красной гостиной. Выживший. Уклонение 1 очко. Так, в принципе, все нормуль, только с медом напряженки. Так, в обратную сторону мне надо. Да ёб твою мать, блять. Ты бегать будешь нормально или нет? Так, Годой, это можешь зайти? Нет. Правильно же я запомнил красную эту гостиную? Нет? Опа. А тут медок. Малая гостиная, зал собраний, служебная лестница, портретная библиотека, двор. О, блядь, неправильно. А, в столовой, ёпта. Столовая в обратной стороне. Но нам медок-то нужен. Был. Потом не зря зашли. Бабочки, конечно, здесь чудесные. Так.
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
To tell you the truth, I didn't make it through the first time.
Well, that's quite normal on the first try. But you did it.
Так у меня с первого раза получилось.
Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
Не, промолчу. Пусть орут.
You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William? When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
When you speak of the right order, I can't help hearing your order.
Louis, Wouldn't you think that by now we've acquired a certain experience? Don't you think that we're the best place to know what the right order should be by now?
I mostly understand that even with the best of intentions, this kind of talk could well be misinterpreted. Every powerful man has had to speak in this way at some stage. That doesn't mean that they were right or that they achieved great things. Take the kings of France, for example. They weren't all good monarchs.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you
Да, конечно, с
in
батяней.
different circumstances.
Какой базар.
Here you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That
Да
is
понятно, ладно.
their true face.
Отца предать.
Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very
Ты сам кого
carefully.
хочешь
Do I
предашь.
intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human?
В смысле, блядь, я демон, я человек. Нет, я однозначно демон.
Useless trying to resist my true nature. I'm a demon. May as well accept it. The sooner the better. Even if I continue to live as a human, all my friends and acquaintances will inevitably end up dying.
Логично.
And I'll be left on my own. Forever. I'm a demon and I have to behave like one. The sooner, the better.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
Не, поддерживать однозначно бы Мортимера, потому что, ну, это мне вообще не нравится, тип.
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is?
You. My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume.
Ничего пока
The
не
time
понятно.
has come to lay down all our cards.
Чё, я все успешно прошел? Нифига себе. Нифига себе, сколько уровней. Чуть-чуть, блядь, не хватило. Чё я хотел апнуть-то? А, ну, мне тут однозначно только это апать. Так, куда еще очко одевать? В оккультизм? Не, хитрость, наверное, пободрее будет. О, все? А, ну да, точно. Так, нам осталась последняя, 5-я глава. Ну, мы сейчас вступительный ролик посмотрим и, пожалуй, на этом завершим сегодняшнюю серию. Завтра постараемся, по крайней мере, завтра продолжить.
From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts.
You take care of getting the lands. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
Don't make me your competition, Derichet. You are no match.
Ай-яй-яй-яй. Зря ты так думаешь. Зря.
Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
Так, а мы можем прямо на вот этой ноте прерваться? Скорее всего, нет. А может быть и да. Потому что стримчик уже идет достаточно продолжительное время, целых 4 часа.
I admit that during these past few days, there has been much upheaval. I understand you've all been affected by this. Nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we are in fact on the verge of reshaping the modern world.
That is what we are all here for, my lord.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Monsieur Bonaparte. Now you all know what we have to do. I cannot warn you strongly enough. If one of Sir Gregory's guests asks to speak with you, remain on your guard. It is highly likely that he will try to rally as many supporters to his cause as he can.
Don't worry, William. We are all here to support your project through to its conclusion.
Thank you, George. Now, please, go and get some rest before the conference begins, which won't be long now. Louis, stay with me a moment, won't you? I'll be needing your services in a certain matter.
Yes, of course. What's the matter?
Louis, you are the only one here who I totally trust. It is very likely that Gregory will take possession of some of the members of our team. I shall keep them in check over the next few hours. However, I'll need you to... how can I say this? To persuade the members of Gregory's
Ну,
group.
понятно. Я так и думал, что с этим будем заниматься.
You'll have free reign, my son. Persuade all of them. Use every possible means imaginable. But no physical violence. Let's be very, very clear about that. You must bring them all over to... You can do this. I know it.
Very well, Father.
Now go. And come back and see me once you've finished.
I'll be off then.
Ну, отлично. Простите, мне нечего изучать, кроме допроса. Нафиг мне письмо тогда писали. Дурдом. Ладно. Всем огромнейшее спасибо за просмотр. Приходите на следующую серию. И